Good afternoon, a very warm afternoon I should say, from inside the paddock here in Le Mans, and obviously the French Grand Prix. There's only really one man we can come and speak to, the boss, Hervé Poncharal, a home Grand Prix for you, for the team. Lovely to see that you've got Raul Fernandez back. We're obviously going to talk about FP1 in just a second, but one thing I wanted to point out, if we just quickly swivel the camera around and see all the people stood around us to come and have a chat with Hervé. But what is so nice is that we've got the fans back, and it's the first time in like years I remember seeing Le Mans as busy as it was even yesterday before we had any track action.
Yeah, you know, Le Mans is always a very popular event. We always have a huge crowd, and clearly, I think it's together with UK. Honestly, I think they are the best fans. You know, they are the most hot fans, and they are following Motogp like crazy. And you can see that they've been missing. You know, the fact that you know, they couldn't come, they couldn't see the Motogp paddock. For sure, the riders, everybody involved. You know, including me. And no, this is a great feeling. Also, we are blessed by the weather so far, because Le Mans is always, you know, a bit dodgy about the weather. And so far, you know, we have great weather, we have good crowd. We got two Frenchmen capable of winning that race, you know, Johan Zarco and Fabio Quartararo. So all in all, at the moment, this is like, you know, a fairy tale.
Exactly, as you put it, a fairy tale. The setup is so spot on. As Hervé pointed out, two flying Frenchmen in the Motogp grid. Fabio Quartararo, our reigning world champion, comes here, of course, leading the championship standings. But Hervé, let's turn our attention to talking about your riders. We were keeping our fingers crossed that we were going to see Raul Fernandez back here this weekend. He is back. He was out on track this morning, but unfortunately a crash, so we need to find out how he's doing.
Oh, the crash was, I think, a lot of damage for the bike, but the rider is absolutely fine. For sure, he's back, he's fit, but he hasn't got still full strength on the right hand, which is very important on a motorcycle, because you use the throttle but also the brake. But you know, I believe now, you know, FP1 was important for him to get the feeling back. The crash was not the best thing that could have happened, but FP2 should be better. You know, also this morning with the track conditions were a bit cold, and now he's back. Remy is, I think, in a good shape also. To be a rookie in Motogp in 2022 is really a tough job. You can see with everybody else, and we are suffering a bit this year, I have to say. And clearly, both Raul and Remy, you know, they finished 1 and 2 in the Moto2 Championship, and they knew it was going to be tough, but they were expecting better positions. So at the moment, you know, we just got to keep them positive. Yeah. Work hard with them, give them the support they need and they deserve, and hopefully race after race we're going to be closer and closer to the front.
Fingers crossed, Hervé. Just before I let you go, we have something called the Motogp pole predictor. So I can tell you what last year's pole was. It was Fabio Quartararo, but we're already under it today. So last year's pole was a 1:32.6. The forecast tomorrow is up in the air, so I'm saying we're already under that, but it could completely turn on its head. What do you think tomorrow, pole?
So we hold the lap record here in Le Mans. It was 1:31.1 done by Johan Zarco with us on the Yamaha in 2018. Yeah. That was a crazy lap. We were so proud of what we've done, and I remember the crowd, you know, cheering when they understood that Johan got the pole position. I believe it should be, and it could be faster. So I think we could see somebody, and that somebody could be either Johan or Fabio, be below 30. So I would say 30.9.
There we go. We've heard it here first from the Ponch.
Lovely. You have to be ambitious. You have to be ambitious. And if we did 31.1 in 18, we're in 22. We should have better bike, we should have better tires, so...
We do!
30.9.
There we go, we've heard it from Hervé. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll carry on down the paddock and see if we can spot anybody else to catch up with. I think potentially we could have missed our little spot, because just before we came on air, there were a lot of riders coming out of the boxes on scooters, because basically what we've got here, so this is your main stretch of the paddock, where you've got all the teams trucks. Then you reverse around, and you're not going to be able to see it, so we've got a bit of a crash happening, but you basically go up and around, and you've got some of the team's hospitalities, and then your riders' motorhomes are actually at a separate part of the paddock. So I have a feeling we could have lost our opportunity to have a word with anyone, but I'm going to keep my little beady eye open, and if I do spot anyone, I'll let you know. So whilst you're here though, I'll run you through what happened in FP1. So there was quite a few crashes. However, just referencing the tough times that KTM seems to be experiencing at the moment, and FP1 really didn't get much better for them. Like we said, Ralph Fernandez crashed. There was also a crash for both of the Red Bull factory KTM boys. Miguel Oliveira actually had two, and the second one looked as though the wind was taken out of his sails. I was hoping to get an update from Francesco Guidotti. Oh, he's just whizzed out there. That's a shame. I don't think I'm going to be able to run after him. Let's just see also if their press officer has messaged me back, just to get an official update on how Miguel is doing after. Okay, so I do actually have one. Their press officer, or one of their press officers, Sarah Kinraid, has just messaged saying he seems to be okay, nothing's broken. So it's amazing news. So like I was saying, there was a number of crashes. I'll just run you through a couple of the other. So Ralph Fernandez, both of the Red Bull KTMs, and there was also one for Borbozelli. He needs a good weekend here. If you were watching the race in Jerez, strong words from Lynn Jarvis. He's normally such a, who's that? Is that Fonzie? But he's running into the box. Anyway, as I was saying, Franco, he needs a good result. Strong words from Lynn Jarvis, essentially saying we're expecting better. We're expecting better, we're expecting more. So you have to imagine that Franco needs to deliver. Now, obviously, Rider News is just up. Sean, can I rope you in to have a word with us? So this is Sean Dillon Kelly, who I'm sure you're all familiar with, but I've officially joined your fan club after having our first.
Okay, thank you.
Having our first meeting not so long ago. Such a lovely guy. Sean, you've obviously just finished the session Moto2. How did it go?
Unfortunately, it wasn't as great as we were expecting. The first outing was honestly really nice. It was my first time at Le Mans, so just learning the track. We need to take it step by step, but fortunately we put a new tire in the second outing, and then we had some issues, and I wasn't able to do the laps I was expecting, but it's all good. We still first laps around Le Mans and just enjoying my first time here. Luckily we got some sunny weather, so can't complain.
Oh, so people have told you then?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, enjoy the sunshine whilst it lasts. And it's so nice to catch up with you anyway.
Lovely.
And good luck out there this afternoon. We'll carry on down. Thanks, Sean. Thank you. Such a nice guy, honestly. I think he has a bit of a fan club within the paddock. So polite, so well mannered, and just fingers crossed. It's obviously his first year, so he's got to find his feet. But hopefully we'll see some special stuff from him in the future. What were we talking about? Franco Borbozelli, yeah. So he needs a big result here this weekend. The one thing that's on his side is that he has a contract in place for next year. This whole Suzuki news has really kind of thrown a cat amongst the pigeons, because I think now riders that perhaps thought they might be safe and secure in their seat could be starting to worry now that you've got the likes of Alex Rins and Joan Mir available and on the market. Here we are, Suzuki. Take a look at that. Just to run you through some of the times we had there in free practice one, it was Pol Espargaro who was fastest, and as I was just mentioning with Hervé, we've already gone under pole time last year, so I'll just run you through the times. Have I got them here? Okay, so Pol Espargaro finished the session with a 1:31.771. Talk about somebody that literally has used, it looked as though he used all of the chatter that's been going on, because with the Suzuki news, Joan Mir named Honda as being one of the manufacturers he's already began talks with. So a lot of people already then going, okay, well, does that mean that Pol Espargaro is vulnerable? How would you like to respond to that if you're a rider? Go out in FP1 and put it in top spot. We hope that continues. I think I've been brought down here by our lovely producers because obviously Fabio Quartararo, home GP for him, loads of fans out and about. He comes here leading the standings. He'll be one of the guys we're watching here this weekend. We'll have a quick nosy around. I think everyone's gone on lunch, guys. Like, I don't think we're going to just casually bump into anyone. But Fabio finished the first practice session with, let's have a quick look. There's no one around, guys. I think we're gonna have to leave it here. There's absolutely, you brought me to a dead end. Fabio finished the session 4th fastest. But your top 3 was Polo Spargaro, Alex Rins and Pecco Bagnaia. Join us later on this afternoon for our free practice 2 sessions. We'll say goodbye and leave you with Fabio Quartararo, and join us here later on.